Hey, it's Adrian here, CTO and co-founder of Detexian. I'm just going to do a quick demo now of our Office 365 Shadow IT Discovery. In order to use this feature, we require you to sign up with an email address. You'll have to agree to our terms and consents, and then it's off to Microsoft to sign in to grab this app from the Azure store. One of the things you'll note here is that all these rights here, a user and system configuration, they're all read-only, and we only ever have access to configuration data. For example, we need to be able to read what your user's mailbox settings are, but we didn't even need to be able to read your actual mailbox or access the mailbox, so we do not request that. You press accept. At this point in time, you'll be redirected back to our portal, and once our discovery has been completed, it will be sent through to you. It takes between 5 and about 45 minutes for these emails to get fired through. So what I'm going to do is going to show you what this looks like in the real world. So I'm about to show you a real customer's data that's all fully obscured at this point in time. And this organization is about 1,000-person organization, and they're a computer and software company. We sat down with the head of IT when we first started using him with our assurance products, and we sort of said to him, hey, what do you run? And he came up with, I run 5 applications for this organization. When we talked to him about these 5 applications, that seemed like a little low. We sort of prompted and prodded him a little and asked him, what do you run for finance? What do you run for HR? And things like that. And he came up with 2 more applications. So he believed their organization ran on 7 applications. When we run our Shadow IT Discovery, we find out that he's actually got 371 different applications. Now, it's not just enough to give them a big count like that. Our fingerprinting technology is smart enough to look at and work out what applications the IT team have been involved with in order to onboard them to the organization. And in this particular case, the IT team here have onboarded 69 different applications to the organization. So this leaves us with 302, which are non-IT approved. Now, our fingerprinting technology gets a bit smarter than just giving counts as well. So what we do is we look at what the applications have as access rights. So of that 302 applications, 146 have write access. We all know that business email compromise is the #1 loss vector for organizations. 99 different applications have access to 1 or more users' mailbox in this organization. And people always forget calendar access and attach all sorts of emails and like company financials and things like that to calendar invites. 109 applications have access to 1 or more users' calendar in this organization. Now, there is a fair overlap between calendar and email access. And then the last one here is file access. File access in our world is unstructured data, so it is OneDrive and SharePoint data. So 72 applications have access to these in the organization. But this company doesn't actually even use OneDrive, yet over 40 applications have managed to convince a user to give them access to a OneDrive that doesn't exist. As well as on the screen, we also break down like how many users use each individual application, and we're not overly surprised here to see that under 5 users is the bulk of that 302 applications. When we go to the list of applications, you'll remember that I talked to them about 5 applications or 7 applications. Blissbook, which is the #2 used application in their organization, wasn't even used, wasn't even mentioned by him. Now, you'll also note that we talked about before about some of the applications. A couple of applications were turned up on the non-IT approved applications. For example, Salesforce was one of those applications that wasn't run by his team, but was run. And you can see there it comes up as a non-IT approved application because they've never actually set up SSO and never set up SAML and things like that. So the fingerprinting wasn't there to say that it was onboarded to his organization. And lastly, one of the things that we found in the set of data here is the presence of Elysian. Not surprised to see that. Confluence and Jira were in those 5 applications he said he ran for his team. Except we're a little surprised to find that it's actually down here as well. And the reason for this is what we've found here is this is the corporate run Elysian cloud, and we actually have another business unit using here, using Elysian separate to the corporate used application, and therefore we've discovered Shadow IT running inside a corporate application. So that's our Shadow IT discovery. It's simple, it's free. You can run it up now at discovery.detexian.com, and you don't have to pay or anything like that. We'll just send you a magic link. Thanks very much. Cheers. Bye.